Be careful with looking at someone who's good at what they do in their job and thinking that they'll be equally as good in relationship. It doesn't make sense, but people do it all the time. Let's talk about it. So a lot of times people seem to have this confusing view of someone who is great in relationships. You believe that they're also, great, not relationships, sorry, great in business. You believe they're also great in relationships. So they're showing up, they're doing everything good. Like they're just awesome at what they do. They're dope. Like when you're doing work with them, like you just like, man, they're on point. They got this. They know what they're doing. Like they're very charismatic. They're fun. Like it just seems awesome. The problem, and then you think that because they're great at what they do, their job, their career, they seem fun in doing that, that those same skills translate into relationships. And let me just tell you, they don't. See, I see this all the time. People are like, man, he's so good with what he does. I'm going to speak from a woman's perspective because I'm a woman. Man, he's so good at what he does. He knows how to dress. He does a great job, like at what, just looking at everything he does in his career. And you think that he's going to be that same in relationships. What happens? You get into a relationship with them, you realize that they don't want to compromise in anything. You realize that they may be emotionally unavailable and don't even know how to be in a relationship. You get in that relationship and you're like, what the heck? The person that I met that seems so charismatic, so fun, so joyful in his business is not this same man in relationships. Let me tell you why. Because relationships take work. So the reason why they're so good at their job is because they work at their job, meaning they develop the skills, they work on it, whatever they need to do to get the sale, to be great at it, they do the work to make it happen. That same thing doesn't always translate in relationship. Why? Because a lot of people don't take the time to learn what they need to learn in the relationship. So therefore, they're in the relationship and they haven't developed any skills. They're not going to any coaching. They're just not even trying to do anything different. They haven't healed from past pain. Like there's so much that goes into a relationship because relationships are work. You have to develop the skills. It's not something you just know how to do. And not only that, you got to learn the person that you're with. So if they are so busy with their business, with their career, or whatever the case they may be, or just relationships are just not that important to them, like they want to be in the relationship, but they don't want to do the work to maintain it, to grow it, to know you, to get the help, to do the things that needs to be done, you make a lot of money with this person, but you'll suck at the relationship part where you'll be unhappy, miserable, your needs not being met. Why? Because they don't want to take the time to do that. So I'm saying all that to say, I've seen way too many people look at someone in their career, how much money they're making, or looking at how fun they are in their career, or how great they are, how many followers they got because they're great at what they do. And they don't realize that that is just what they're good at. They're good at what they do, but they can suck at relationships. A lot of time, especially today, there's a lot of people, men and women, horrible in relationship because they're not developing the skills necessary, requirements, the character traits, the empathy, the care, the compromise, the things that you have to grow and develop and do, the muscles that you have to get in relationships. Most people don't want to take the time to learn that. They much rather focus on, how do I get this money? How do I get this bag? How do I get this house? How do I get this car? Which is why we end up in these shallow relationships that end up breaking up, divorce ends up happening, or they end up not going anywhere because the basic needs that I need to be met are not being met because you are only focused on what you're buying me. But that money can't take care of my heart and I don't feel cared for. I just feel like you're just trying to purchase me. So again, a person could be great in business, horrible in relationships. They're not the same. Choose wisely.